most serious thing about the current situation is that both India and Pakistan, as everybody knows, are the nuclear powers. And here is a situation in which non-state actors, no matter who backs them from where they come.
Did you know the most terrifying part of the current crisis? Both India and Pakistan are nuclear powers. And now we're in a situation where unknown forces, backed by who knows who, could push both countries into war. The stakes couldn't be higher.
What their name is, can push both countries to war. And that is what should be worrying both India and Pakistan. It should be worrying the countries in the region, and it should be worrying the important players in the international system. Because there is no crisis management system between both the countries, we don't talk to each other because of Indian assertion that they have now reached a time where they can think out Pakistan and they don't need to talk through any formal or informal channels. So we are into a very dangerous situation where the non-state actors have staged an event where both the countries are now close to, I would say, close to a very dangerous war.
General, when you say non-state actors, could you elaborate and tell me exactly what you mean?
Right. Those who did Pahalgam, and let me say it very clearly that I, as a Pakistani, would condemn the loss of life to civilians, no matter where it is. Those the resistance front, nobody knows where they are, who they are, what is their organization. It's a new name which has popped up. They are non-state actors because they do not represent any state. And though internationally, the international forums have not been able to adopt any definition of terrorism yet, but the understanding of non-state actors is universal.
So they have been traced back, this particular group that you're talking about, the Resistance Front. They are believed to be a splinter group of Lashkar-e-Taiba. Lashkar-e-Taiba is a known terrorist organization believed to have sanctuary and terrorist camps and bases within Pakistan. That's where I think the point that India is making, and they say that all of this traces back to the 22nd of April, where that attack was launched in Kashmir. And they believe, as you say, these non-state actors may have launched this attack, this terrorist group, but they're pointing the finger of blame on Pakistan. Do you think that there is anything valid here in terms of Pakistan's past or current history when it comes to, backing these terrorist organizations, using them as proxies in the past, and this is where it's led to now?
First of all, you said that it has been traced back to Lashkar-e-Taiba in Pakistan. May I ask you to share with me also some information for my education? How has it been traced back? Is there any electronic?
When I say to you, just so I'm clear,
please let me answer.
Sure, go ahead. I just want to clarify my question, though.
I have understood your question. Mm-hmm. You see, in such conflict situations, there would be an opposing views, opinions, and narratives of both the belligerents. And what we expect from a reputed institution like Sky News is to have evidence, to collect data, and then come up with an assertion. Now, in such situations where a country blames that we have traced back the origin of this attack to so-and-so place, what is the kind of evidence they shared internationally? There is always some voice cuts.
Can I share?
There is always electronic footprint. There are always calls made here and there. There is a money trail which is traced out. So what is that kind of evidence which you have on which basis you are saying that it has been already traced back to Pakistan?
Can I just share with you the residential
Okay, sure.
Islamic
Please go ahead.
the residential Islamic seminary that was hit outside of Bahawalpur in central Pakistan,
Yeah.
believed to be the area that
Yeah.
was attacked. It is understood,
Yeah.
according to what the Pakistani military has said and reported by the Reuters
Yeah.
news agency, the seminary was emptied out by students just days before the attack because Pakistan had intelligence that this particular seminary was going to be hit, and that the family of Masood Azhar, founder of Jaish-e-Mohammed, an Islamist militant group, was still there. 10 family members of Masood Azhar were killed. So when you talk about these non-state actors, this particular non-state actor, a terrorist group believed to be hiding in this or within this area, founder of Jaish-e-Mohammed and his family were believed to be there. I just want to get your response to that.
Okay. Now, will you allow me to give my viewpoint?
Of
I have
course.
listened to you. Please listen to me. Please listen to me. I believe Sky News is not short on resources. So I would request you, although I have retired now, your correspondent here can contact me tomorrow, and we can take your correspondent to all those 9 places which have been hit. And they can see for themselves what sort of training camps are there.
Sir, your own Pakistani military has
hold
said
on,
that
hold on,
Masood
hold on,
Azhar's
hold
family
on.
has been killed. I'm quoting
Hold
the
on.
Pakistani military.
Hold on. We have sufficient evidence that they were the kernel behind the Samjhauta Express. Will any provision of international law allow Pakistan to target his family? If we believe that they were there, will anybody allow? No. If your rep comes to us and he wants to have an evidence who all were killed, what are their IDs, where have they been buried, and there are still blood traces preserved, there are still DNAs recorded. So whatever evidence your people would want, there are people here who would
Sir,
share it with them.
I guess my question.
Now the
to
issue
you-
is, if you want to go to the past, I would urge you.
I'm not going to the
to
past.
listen
I'm
to
talking
what-
about this
hold on now.
seminary
Please,
that was
Jalda,
hit
allow me-
24 hours
allow
ago,
me a
sir.
minute. Please allow me a minute. I would like you to please revisit the speech of Prime Minister Modi in Dhaka on 27 March 2021, where he was invited as the guest of honor for Bangladesh 50th Independence Day, and find out what he said in that speech. He clearly said, yes, in 1971, we were involved in supporting the irregulars in the conflict. So
But
there's a
sir,
long
if I can just ask about the strike
it is
from
not
a
that
day
you
and a
can
half
take on
ago.
one side story and
It's not the one-side story, sir. I'm speaking to you as a general, as someone who was in a very prominent position within the Pakistani military very, very recently. And I'm just asking about the strike that took out the family members of a known Islamist militant, the founder of Jaish-e-Mohammed, his family, because he was believed to
I
be
respect
there.
you and your institution, and I believe that your intent of this hectic work for last few days is nothing but peace. I believe that. Now you tell me, what is the data available with you on basis of which you are saying that they were family members of Masood Azhar?
The Pakistani military was quoted in Reuters just today that Masood Azhar's family were believed 10 members of his family, including a funeral that was held, were killed at this
Okay.
particular seminary.
Okay.
Now, my
In last
question to
4
you,
days-
sir, before you turn,
Okay.
because
In
I'm
last
just
4
wanting
days-
to ask
last 4
questions.
days,
But
the military
before
spokesperson-
you go on to ask me another question, can I ask
Okay,
you,
okay.
if the Indians know where Masood Azhar is, why doesn't the Pakistani military know where Masood Azhar is, the leader and founder of Jaish-e-Mohammed?
Okay. The Pakistan military spokesperson has held 2 to 3 presses every day. Now, I can come back whenever you want. Please quote me where he has said what you are quoting. The military reps have said
The Pakistani
that
military,
it was Masood Azhar's family.
correct.
So
I just said to you, Reuters.
I would request you.
Just as you've
I would
asked
request
me,
you to revisit the presses revisit
Just as you've asked me,
and tell me where did they say it?
Sir, just as you've asked me as a journalist to send our reporter to you, Reuters has sent a reporter and they have covered this story where the Pakistani military has said that Masood Azhar's family members were killed. It is now something that is being documented right across the board. I understand that you don't necessarily want to acknowledge this situation, but I guess if we want to talk about militancy...
No, let's get back to it. I would like to discuss it with you. No, you say that Pakistan military has said that they were...
Pakistani military, correct.
Please quote me. Quote me, there has been a briefing after every 4 hours, formal institutional briefing by ISPR. Please quote me where did they say it. And forget about the ISPR briefing. You tell me, I raise a question to you, that we have Kulbhushan Yadav here with us, an Indian naval officer who was involved in supporting BLA. And you know, this is one event in Pahalgam. In last 2 months, we've had over 100 events, terrorist events in Balochistan, which was staged by BLA. So he was backing up BLA completely and we caught him in Balochistan. Does any international law, any civility, anywhere, allow us to target his family? We can trace it out.
Will Pakistan be launching targets and launching attacks within Indian soil if you believe that that's what needs to happen?
I'm a retired person now. The issue is Pakistan's political leadership and Pakistan's military leadership has said it very clearly that they will respond at the time of their own choosing, with the means of their own choosing. And why should they respond? What India has done is a clear violation of Article 2.4 of UN Charter. They have violated the sovereignty of Pakistan, and Pakistan in self-defense has the right to retaliate. Now, it is up to the political and military leadership to decide. The people in Pakistan, definitely, they are as angered as the people are on the other side. Now, if we zoom out and forget about this tactical, I would say these are tactical and operational issues. You tell me, where was a conflict in the world, or where was a historical dispute where two sides solved it without talking to each other? And you come back again and again on Lashkar-e-Taiba and on
because it's a crucial point.
You tell me, forget about India, forget about Pakistan, forget about Arab people, forget about it. We live in a structured world. There was an arrangement internationally authorized, FATF, which scrutinized Pakistan, focusing on these two organizations for 4 years and gave Pakistan a clean chit.
Well,
you forget about Indian narrative. You forget about our narrative.
So can I just ask? Let's talk about this.
I would urge you to call any official who was in FATF and was here repeatedly coming here, he or she, and
so why was Pakistan being investigated?
And what is the evidence they have?
Why was Pakistan? Can I just tell you why Pakistan was being investigated? And when you talk about FATF, you're talking about the Financial Action Task Force, and this is an international terror financing watch list, and Pakistan was on the grey list of that because they were accused of funding and backing and financing terror organizations, including, if I ask you then, because you were in your position and post when there was a whole controversy around Sajid Mir. Sajid Mir is believed to be one of the plotters of the Mumbai attacks. He was declared dead, and then when this financing task force asked you and put pressure on Pakistan for the whereabouts of this man because he was believed to be a plotter of the Mumbai attacks, he was suddenly found alive and arrested.
Okay. Now, can I reply? Would you listen?
Of course, please.
Okay. You've taken one name. Now, I want to ask you, there was a man called Aslam Achu who was heading BLA's Majid Brigade. Where was he in 2017? And when he was injured, why was he treated in Max Hospital, Delhi? Where was Bashir Shambe of BLA in 2018 and 19? Why was he treated in Delhi? No, if BLA, if international community believes is perpetrating terrorism in Pakistan, their spokesperson, Mrs. Masdaq, why is she in Delhi? Why
So,
on
so can I
24th
just ask,
of
are you
February?
saying
Why on 24th
they do it
of
and we
February?
do it?
There was a briefing organized for the foreign diplomats in Delhi. And why was a Baloch militant leader who is now in exile in Switzerland made to talk directly to them? So if you want to listen one name from across the border and keep quoting to everybody who comes and talk to you, we can quote you 20 names. That is not the solution.
What
The
is the
solution is
solution?
what our ambassador told you today, that it is 20% of humanity, roughly 20% of humanity, which is at the brink of war. And this situation, if it has to settle, there is a role which international community has to play. There is a role which Pakistan and India has to play. Pakistan in last 10 years, all those who are watching Pakistan intimately and critically, they know Pakistan has went backwards to normalize the relations with India. And what has been their stance since 2016? We won't talk. So when new things happen, history gets created. Now we are about to experience something, as per Indian beliefs, a grave situation getting resolved without talking to each other.
Are you
Even
worried,
we can
sir?
wait and see how it gets solved.
Are you worried that this whole situation could escalate?
Let me say it very, very clearly. It is not Pakistan and India and people on both sides we should be worried alone. People in the region should be worried. People internationally should be worried. There have been smaller conflicts in last 3-4 years around the world. I won't name them, you know them better than me. Which was that smallest possible conflict for which there were no consequences for the international